Hey everybody, what's going on? Eric here, and you are looking at a CyberPower 1000 AVR. And what this is basically a battery backup. And what a battery backup was meant for years ago when they first came out was people who had problems with power cutting out in their office or home, power outages a lot. This would basically help you shut down your computer properly. Sometimes if the power goes out and basically cuts the computer straight off, you can have problems with the hard drive, system problems. The more times it does this, the more damage it does to the hard drive. So these were basically meant for shutting down your computer or having time to shut down your computer after a power outage. Now, this one here, and among others, are now surge protectors as well. So this one here has a bank of outlets on the back of it that are surge protected only, and there's a bank of outlets on the back of this that are surge protected and battery backup. So it works out pretty good both ways. It's got a circuit breaker on the back of it in case there's a power surge that pops the breaker. It'll pop the breaker on this unit. Whatever is connected to it will be protected from any type of a high voltage or problem with power as far as surges go. Works out pretty good. Now, this one here has a USB cable, among others have the same thing, to where you can connect it to your laptop or your personal computer. I don't really recommend laptops because laptops have their own battery backup on them. They got their own battery in them. So this only works really good for a desktop computer. And via USB, running the software on your computer, if there ever is a power outage, this thing will send a signal to trigger the program that is on your computer to shut your computer down properly without having any hard drive or system errors or anything else the next time you fire up your computer. Well, the problem I had with this one here was I was getting 3 to 4 hours on a DVR camera system, basically a security system that I had hooked up to the house. Now I really don't need it anymore, but this thing was basically giving me anywhere between 3 to 4 hours, somewhere in between that, of use on a DVR and running 3 cameras. I got 4 cameras on the system. One of them I didn't have connected to this thing. And the problem with this thing now is the last power outage that we had, it only gave me like less than an hour of use before it shut down. And so the battery in this thing is going bad. Now, you can hook up, say if you have power problems in your home and if you don't have a battery backup that comes with your modem. I know that AT&T and some of the Comcast UVerse stuff has a battery backup, but unlike mine, they didn't give me the battery for it. So power is out, so is the internet. If you have a home cordless phone, you can connect the home cordless phone to this and have quite a few hours as far as battery life without no power coming from the wall outlet. So you'll still have phone during a storm unless something happens with the phone line itself, then you're without a phone. But this thing here, I'm going to hook up to my modem. I don't really need it for the DVR system on it, but again, like I said, the battery in this thing was going to shit. So what I did is I ran a test with a 25 watt light bulb that goes to a lava lamp. And I know this is kind of unfair because this thing has draws a lot of amperage. It's a conventional light bulb. It's not really anything that's going to be a power saver. But this will draw and show me how fast the battery on this thing will go down. Now, here's a video that has not been timed as far as time lapse goes or speeded up or anything else, of how fast this thing was shutting down on the bad battery that was inside of here. Now, you can cross-reference the battery that's on here between eBay and Amazon and be able to find the correct battery for your unit, depending on what you got and how many batteries there are. Now, the batteries run anywhere between $18 to about $40, depending on what type of battery you have and how big of a battery you have as well. So this battery that I replaced this one with came in yesterday. And it basically was an $18 battery off of Amazon. They shipped it to me, even though you're not supposed to ship batteries in the mail, but they did anyways. Now, disposing of the old battery is going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass because they don't recommend you throwing them away. You should be recycling your batteries. But anyways, right now I'm showing 100% charge on this thing, and it's plugged into the wall. It's giving me 90 minutes of estimated time, which I don't go by that. Depending on what you have plugged into this thing and how much it's drawing, the amperage as far as what it's using, this could vary between 3 hours. Like I said, anywhere between 3 or 4 hours on my DVR system with 3 cameras connected to it. If I have the monitor turned off for my DVR system, I got about 3 to 4 hours on it, somewhere in between that. If I turn the monitor on, because it has fluorescent lighting backlit on the flat screen, it's only like a 25 or 27 inch monitor that's on the system. That will make this go down a lot faster. But I don't trust this number because this thing here, I get more time off of it. I already know I do. Now, here is a video of what it was doing with this 25 watt light bulb and how fast the power was going down on the old battery. All right, so let's go through the test here. I've got the light on. I'm going to remove this. You can kind of see that the light is running here. I can do this in a way where you can see this light and not interfere with the camera itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug this unit now and see how fast this 25 watt bulb. So here is the power wire. I just unplugged it from the outlet. Now it's telling me off of the battery right now, output's 120 volts at 60 hertz. Still not giving me anything in kilowatts. And nothing as far as output percentage. Dropped down to 53%. Dropping down to 39%, 27%, 14%. Battery is dying. And the light just went off. So that's telling me that the battery in this thing is basically shot. I should have gotten a lot longer time with this. Like I said before, the DVR shut down pretty fast. So now I'm going to do this again. See how fast this battery goes down. And as you can see, I've got a full charge, 100% on this thing. And the last time it was at 95% when I shut this thing down. So I'm going to unplug it now, away from the wall. I'm going to turn on the light. So now I have a draw. Here the light is on. And I wish I could prop this somehow to where you can see how long this thing lasts. Maybe if I do this, it's not going to blind too much of the camera. All right, so don't look into the corner of the screen at the light. Stay away from the light. All right, so I'm going to unplug this unit. You're going to hear a beep. And here's the power plug for this unit, so it is unplugged. So now I am drawing directly off the battery. Now I need to shut off. I'm going to shut off the alarm that's on here, otherwise it's going to keep on beeping. So let's see how fast this goes down. I'm at 100% still. So I'm not going to time lapse this video, make it go any faster. It is going to be what it is. Still at 100% unplugged, and let's see how fast this battery goes down. So that's telling me that the battery in this thing is basically shot. I should have gotten a lot longer time with this. Like I said before, the DVR shut down pretty fast. Again, we are using a 25 watt light bulb that is for a lava lamp. So as you can see in the corner of your screen, the glow. Again, like I said, stay away from the light. Now, in the video that I took of this before, there would already be a change in the battery as far as the percentage that it would start going down, draining the battery. This thing's still at 100% right now. Yeah, what fun, isn't it? Sitting here watching as time goes by. Pretty boring, isn't it? I could do a dance for you, but I'm not going to. Still at 100%. The screen on this thing is kind of on a timer. It will go black in a little bit. If the timer goes up and the screen goes black, I will push the button again to turn it back on. So let me go through the settings a little bit. So this is battery. It's saying that I have 88 minutes. This is the volts coming from the wall, 0. It's not plugged in. 120 volts coming off the battery at 60 hertz. Plug in a 15-inch or a 12-inch subwoofer into your wall outlet and you will get a 60 hertz hum. I don't recommend doing this, but you could try it if you want to blow up a subwoofer. Still at 100%. Okay, this is not fair because I had it at this setting. All right, so it's saying I have 85 minutes. Let's see how fast that drops down. Now I don't trust the actual. It's an estimated time of use, so I don't trust it. Like I said, my DVR would have anywhere between 3 to 4 hours off the battery of this thing, and it would say I had 90 minutes or something like that of time on the battery. So I don't trust that. It's not very accurate as far as what is being consumed, as far as how it's being consumed, and the time that it has on it. Now this bar here is your battery, so it's still pretty much up there. So the length of time that I've been talking, this thing should have been dropping down pretty fucking quick. And yeah, it hasn't. So I would say that replacing the battery in this thing is a good idea. And it's pretty simple on these newer units. They give you an access panel, 4 screws or snap-on, whatever, to remove the battery and put a new battery. All right, so now it just dropped down a little bit. But still not going as fast as what it was. The phone is ringing. The phone. Alright, so right now this is telling me if I would connect my DVR back to this thing with the 3 cameras, I would be back up and running the normal time if the power was shut off. But I don't need it no more, so I'm going to be using this for my modem. And the modem probably doesn't draw as much as a DVR and 3 cameras, so I would have probably a lot longer of a time with this thing before the battery actually would be drained. And I'll be able to use my laptop through the Wi-Fi if the power was out, because the laptop is on a battery backup. Or my cell phones, tablets, whatever we have that is running off of battery, so we won't be over here twiddling our thumbs if the power goes out like we were last time. I picked up a couple of quick chargers for the cell phones, so I can use those when the power goes out. So as you can see, the light bulb, 25-watt light bulb, is still lit up, and it's not draining this thing like you would think it is. Now the estimated time is fluctuating between 71 and 78. Now it's at 71, but the battery output right now is still at I'm at 88% instead of 100%. The last time I did this, it shut off very quickly on the old battery. So this test basically concludes that the battery was shot. Replacing the battery was needed. And that's the end of this video. You guys take care. Have a good one.